Oh, they did. That's what they're saying goes right now. Everybody thinks that it's starting at 10:30.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Okay. Yes, and it's also about the school. That's the main because understand that like am I understanding like but after people probably don't. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's already.
You already have my number, right?
Yeah. Next week. So the 28th. Yeah. So they're gonna be able yeah, that's what you need. The majority of those schools yeah. Well, right there, if you need help, and just look on our faces, right?
If you have to get rid of
You're on the then you are now senior, so then you start to yeah, and then remember.
Maybe light voting today, right?
Yeah.
Light work today. Light work today.
Yeah.
recess will do this.
If you had to lose popularity over one issue, what would it be? Why? But as a
Okay.
Okay, remember, everyone, the mics and speakers muted, and I'm opening this one, and we go. So make sure your mic, make sure your mics and your speakers up. The ones your computer are muted, mics and speakers are muted.
Oh, you have to shoot me.
yeah.
My second point. Young sponsorship users.
You do a little more authoritative. Right?
All right.
There you go.
All right. The 2026-2027 election for the student representative of the Board of Education has now started. We are live broadcasting over all the high schools in New Haven. So good morning, everyone. I want to welcome all of you to this election. So today, we are not just electing a student voice, but choosing someone who will represent your concerns, your ideas, experiences across the district with integrity, professionalism, and accountability. At this time, all candidates, please raise your right hand and stand. Do you solemnly affirm that throughout this election process and if elected, through your term of service, you will represent students honestly and respectfully, listen to diverse perspectives, uphold the values of New Haven Public Schools, and work to serve the student body to the best of your abilities? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
We can start.
Okay, just want to give you guys an outline. So each of you will have 2 minutes to introduce yourself. After that, we will have a round of questions. Each person will answer the same question, and we will obviously take questions from the audience, from me, and from the other speakers. We will continue one person. You guys have an outline.
All right. From left to right, please start your speech.
First and foremost,
Introduce yourself first, sorry.
my name is Joshua Lewis. I go to co-op, and it's great to be here today. So first and foremost, like I said, it's great to be here today talking to all of you and at home for this forum. For me, it's truly important because I want you to know more about me and my campaign. Like I said, my name is Joshua. I go to Walker Farms Community High School, or known as co-op. Throughout my adolescent life, I've been council chasing one goal. How can I be able to change these students' lives, their environment, their classes, and their funding? I personally came from Hampton Middle School where I moved up the middle things were bad. There should be vending machines or what event can you do to get the grades engaged? But as I changed from the middle school to high school where specific problems were raised and explained, there are holes in the ceiling of my school where I can see the vents from just looking up. There were a ridiculous amount of towels missing from the floors of my school and cup just disappeared by the day, and no student knew where to go. Do not get me started on the AC crisis that has currently bombarded the schools and students. There were 5 to 6 kids in the nurse's office in my school about to pass out because half of the classes did not have a functioning AC. My English classroom temperature was 89 degrees. It was only 71 outside. No student could be able to do any productive work in gas or heat. What has the Board of Education done about this? What funding have we been providing for the past decade when nothing has changed in our schools? This is why I'm here today. I'm simply here as a vessel for the voices to be presented to you. When I had asked my peers what they knew about the Board of Education, they knew nothing. We as students need open and honest communication between you and all of us. And when it comes down to funding our schools, We approximately spent $370,936 on yonder couches, when that money could have gone to school supplies, AC, and better environments for young adults to be in. These problems keep moving up without any sort of resolution. It gets to the point where students are fed up and think that the Board of Ed has failed us when you guys should be our top supporters. Thank you for listening. Please take your into consideration. 1 minute for my state exit.
Buenos días, ante todo, quisiera estar muy orgullosa de todos ustedes, tanto en persona como los que nos ven desde sus hogares. Para mí, este día es sobre mí y mi camino. Mi nombre es Jao, de la Escuela Secundaria Corporativa y he estado involucrada y formado parte del Consejo Estudiantil. ¿Cómo puedo apoyar a estos estudiantes, sus clases y la administración? Yo atendí la escuela Henry Brusco, como debería haber las exploradoras, o qué eventos podemos organizar para motivar a los estudiantes. Cuando pasé a las escuelas secundarias, estos programas específicos empezaron pequeños, después llegaron a crecer proyecto. Hay agujeros en el techo de la escuela, y solo mirar arriba puede ver los frutos de la edificación. Faltaba una simplemente desaparece el día de los días. Y ni hablar del área que estaba afectando a los estudiantes. Había entre 5 y 6 chicos en la enfermería de la escuela, la temperatura de cuando fuera apenas llegaba a 71 grados. Ningún estudiante puede trabajar en el calor. ¿Qué ha hecho? ¿Qué ha estado haciendo al respecto? Porque hemos estado luchando durante una década sin hemos visto ningún cambio en nuestras escuelas, es precisamente porque estoy aquí hoy. Simplemente estoy aquí para sentir a través de cuántas veces de estos estudiantes pueden ser visitadas por ustedes. Cuando les preguntan a los compañeros que saben sobre la falta de educación, no saben nada. Nosotros como estudiantes necesitamos una educación honesta y nosotros, y en lo que respecta a la institución de nuestras escuelas, gastamos aproximadamente 370,936 dólares en una actividad para los teléfonos y bibliotecas. Con ese dinero que los escolares, aire acondicionado para el desarrollo de los estudiantes. Esos problemas que siguen se ha llegado a un punto en que los estudiantes estamos hartos y sentimos pronto de educación allá. Cuando ustedes deberían ser los profesores. Gracias por escuchar. Gracias.
Now we move on to our next candidate from the left.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Mahogany, and today I'm here to give my speech. I'm a student at Metropolitan Business Academy, and for 15 years, I've been going to kindergarten. I'm a sophomore now. It's been years. So recently, I've been part of an amazing event called May Day. I was there on the front lines, I was helping organize. I made a speech at City Hall. Today, the same place I made that speech at, I'm here today. From that incredible turnout, it influenced me to take an even deeper look at our city and our space every single day. Honestly, it makes me incredibly disappointed in our administration with the changes that have not been made since I've been kindergarten. Honestly, the funding has been put to big TV, bigger things. Is it being used for our classrooms? Our textbooks are outdated, scratched, our curriculums are being changed from our Black and Brown initiators. And we need a new perspective. Today, I'm here to offer fresh new insight into our problems and come up with a better solution. Our youth should protect our youth, not enable bad behavior. Today, I'm here to embody the next generation of change, not only within the students, but within our administration. Today, I'm going to ask you a question. What is it that you want? What I want might not be the same as you or the person right next to you, but we all want change. We all want to see a change that will benefit our students and staff because we are the people that go to school every day. We are the people that do this work with the timing. We do everything for ourselves, and we should see the changes that come from our respective.
And now the next person from the right. My name is Amy Turner, and I am a sophomore in computer class. I believe that each of us has so much to contribute to this world, and in order to be our best selves, we need better from our schools. I have a few ideas about this, and the first is vaccine. I'd like to ask you all a question. Please raise your hand. How many of you get up for 6 a.m. for school? How many of you get up for 6 a.m. for school? Did you know that the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that high school should start no later than 8:30 a.m.? Currently, no high schools in New Haven. Cross starts at 7:30, and many of my friends have spent 4 to 5:30 a.m. on their bus. This is not okay to classroom students. Studies show that their screen times are better for mental health and academic performance. I don't know about you, but it's difficult for me to wake up so early in the morning and not be tired to go there. And did you know that 500 schools across the whole country have pushed starting time later, with California required that high schools must start after 8:30? If New Haven wants us to do our best, schools need to start later. Many students I have reached out to support in this. I have other ideas too. However, we also have regulations that in our schools that need to be changed, and I think your voices are the most important. The key goal I would like is to be your advocate and bring your ideas for change to the Board of Education. What I have heard from you is that we want better food, better bathrooms, and better facilities. If teachers and administrators want us to do our best, they need to do a better job of supporting our bodies and minds. I look forward to hearing more of your ideas and the ways in which we can advocate for better schools. Thank you, and our last. My name is Yosela Ortiz Morales. I currently attend. So, with the raise of hands, how many of you guys have welcomed to the newly renovated public schools? Okay. How many of you guys are track athletes? Yeah. As a past student track athlete, I love seeing the best in our district. But I also, why can't the standard of excellence be in our hobby? Why can't we have that same, with better songs or words that or missing stereotypes? I'll be the first to tell you, I may not be the top player for singing this room. I wasn't the smartest, I'm not the smartest person in my class. I wasn't the fastest person in my team. But everything that happened. So I transitioned from track to soccer to me that is new doesn't actually for me. This is exactly what I think my role as 128 secretary and house of seriously. Even though I'm only right now, I'm with a battle zone for the effects of years after. As you member of the Rep, I've learned to fight it. I'm here in the back, no one sees it. I know many of you here today represent your own schools and have something that I have. And that's exactly what I want to present proposals to. While others may respond, they title on the project applications, I'm the people show up 7 hours and trip voices added. I can't find a solution, but I can by asking to get results from. Thank you.
All right, so now there's several sessions. One from administrators, discuss, it's your liaison. So, all right.
Just to give you guys again how I wants to run out, I'm just gonna ask for the help priorities. So we can start.
Oh, shoot.
Highlights over there. I'm sorry. Okay.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. My campaign points are open to the Board of Education and students. The underpowered use as punishment, you're giving up that answer. When it comes down to the underpowered situation, we could be using punishment, excuse me, restart that. When it comes down to we should be using these punishment, tests. This could be extremely beneficial to the AP test time that the SAT at the time, so there would be no cheating or violation of any sort of rules. I can agree, colleges have more interactions with teachers, the students being on their phones, but not for that. There were already rules already in place for any violation of rules. Like I stated before, the money we could have used could have gone to the funding of schools. That is the biggest problem with fighting for decades. On top of that, Yale is exempt from property taxes. This causes the school to pay $11 million necessary to maintain current services for their schools. Listen to this. As of 2024, around 60% of the city's property is tax exempt, and Yale owns $4.2 billion of the $9.8 billion property tax exempt land as of 2022. In Connecticut, around 56% of education funds come from local funds. To end the statement off, I will quote Leslie Bateau, who has been advocate for our school funding for years. At some point, something's got to give. And Yale is the biggest property owner in the city. They're going to have to do a lot of work to ensure that happens.
My policies that I want to introduce today are three different things. My first one, my main priority, consistent staff with our students. As a student, I have taken so many, I've seen so many, and it's been since seventh grade. I've been with counselors on my problems, I've created relationships with them, but yet they've been concerned, and they've had to go through long terms, maybe year term, have to leave their schools. Our students are letting out discomfort, disbelief, because now they have to speak to a different person, they have to get comfortable, and they have to create a more relationship with somebody, speak about the issues that they never wanted to speak about before. It's uncomfortable. Talk to somebody new. I know this, you might know this too. No one does okay by problems. They're your problems. They're your responsibilities. But bringing up consistent staff support for our students is so important because as a student, we are at school every day. But stress, and some adults do not take our problems seriously. So we need people that understand us the best, people that support us the best, not to bitch our problems and put us aside. My second thing, I want to offer you. Now, everybody has the honor, yes, just about everybody are adults. Now, with the honor colleges, what I've seen is that the administration has been putting a hammer down on it. That every school will have the honor colleges in the facilities. Now, but I want to offer this. I don't like honor colleges personally, but I want to create a system back of having a half-half day. Every week, I want to offer at least an hour, 45 minutes of free time for our students to be on the bus. Because I can understand why you want to check the books. Hey, is my mom texting me? Like I'm practice. You want to see certain things. You want to get it personalized. But you also have to be following the regulations, rules, and administration. But we're going to create that balance so that everybody is included. It's not just one side, it's everybody together. And my last thing that I want to talk about is the inconsistent budget. I don't know what you guys, I don't really with our schools. Give a raise. Come on, raise it. You no one. OJ, tell me. Give it to me straight. I want a consistent meal. I want to do I want to do something. I'll be better for you're going to school for 6 hours. Some of us might even have practice the next day or that right after school. We need to be fed. We need to be filled. We need to have energy. We need to have energy to our classes. Because if we're sleeping in class, we go behind. But we need that physical energy. We need the things.
we're here to talk with you. My top priorities are morning start time. As stated, it's not okay that students have to get up so early to go to school. And then second is more funding for facilities. This connects with the later morning start time because we get up so early to come to schools where the bathrooms are sometimes unusable. The ceiling, as I've also spoken about, it's broken. The AC doesn't work. And then my third is a designated time in school for study hall and extra help. We need more student support for academics so that all students, even if they're falling behind, can have the time where they can support their teachers. Thank you.
So my top priorities are with your mention, work in clean ceilings and clean hallways. And then my second one is advocating for student voices because I know it's not easy in our school fields to manage every in between many work. And my third one is SEO. Like I want you guys are experts for mental health and not funding for SEO when like all the time they need for things to actually because some people have AP classes like that and
Thank you for to really think with the question. Go on. But there are a lot of quality of life changes that must be brought to fruition. And I hope that gets actually. So next question is going to be, technology plays a massive role in education today, from artificial intelligence in classrooms to screen time. What is your stance on how the district should balance technology use with traditional learning? One of you say that.
Can you put that on the little
yeah.
No. So basically, what is your stance on how we should tag and
technology should be already incorporated into learning. We already got Chromebooks and stuff like that. When it comes down to the gist of, like you mentioned, AI being brought into it, it is a very important topic. I don't think that in classrooms teachers should be having AI curriculum when they are teachers. They have up there coaching, going to school, in our classes. They're, in my opinion, sorry, no teacher should be getting taught from AI because that leads students to not knowing what they're actually learning. When it comes down to math, trying to use an AI makes like to teach kids and they're not able to talk about, the students are left confused.
All right, that's a touchy statement, but that's true. Michael, do you have anything?
What is your stance on technology? My stance on this is that technology is an amazing advancement, has years of improvements that have been put into our classroom so that technology can be incorporated. Now with AI on the rise, you see that students might be cheating, and even I'll say names, but I know a few teachers that might use AI on certain projects, and they'll present these to the students, and then they tell them don't use AI for assignments, and then we get in trouble. But you're doing the exact same thing that you're demeaning us. That makes no sense at all. I think that AI can be a useful tool when it's right. AI can be used to explain things, but not give the answers because we're here to learn at school. We're here to know better things, expand our knowledge. We're not trying to use AI as some type of shortcut. AI can be used to explain things on an astronomical level, but yet students and teachers just abuse that power. So I want to make sure that there is a clear definition that AI can't be used to teach your way. It should be used as a guide for teachers and students, but not just plan out some type of lesson plan, but to just show that it can be used in some type of way to benefit us and not give us so much to cheat. Which is down.
thank you.
I think it's really helpful but as I said, teachers should not react and then sometimes we can't use it. I think it's really difficult because there's a lot of double standards, especially with younger teachers. I think it's really important to keep students in conversation about these things happening so that it's not just a decision made by the board, but voices are also heard.
Okay, thank you. What is your statement on the technology we have today, integration with learning?
So, I'll start with how I use it. So, some teachers, I'm trying to do it. Sometimes you don't understand your language, sometimes they have an accent. I think technology could be a benefit. My peer said, use it the right way. But basically, I don't think technology should be used to basically. And so for example, my teacher, Mr. Calope, doesn't use technology. He does everything. He writes notes on the whiteboard and everything. He doesn't. We don't use laptops in his class. We don't take our laptops and take out and for and what if he's not there? He's not gonna. He's not there with us at home to explain the question or something. So notes are useful and stuff like that. But if your teacher doesn't help you by say your name, say yeah, points and I give them that point. We did everything about how the teacher should plan their and that's why technology should be used to verify.
So from basically all of it, it's like main reason that you agree or not, sure, best, is basically we should have a balance between, if the teachers use it, we should be able to use it. And second, how we use it. That's basically issue.
Yes. No, you're not.
And we have two more questions. The number five is how do you plan to keep the student body informed about what happens at the meetings and the policies? You don't have to go straight line. If anyone wants to take the question first. Just raise your hand. I will take it. You got it.
I'm sorry. I was actually thinking about this last night, but and I would like to use Instagram. We should make a highlight called invite for a reason. We should be using Instagram, putting our 2 meetings a month on the stories and making it into highlights. We can go past and look what happened in past meetings, and then once again when it's posted, it will be on the Instagram that everyone use, or you can post it within your school. Like my school, we have a co-op newspaper and be able to build from the newspaper, but we can use the materials that we already have to be able to talk about what's happening in meetings. Thank you.
Personally, what I like to do is at my school is I love to do face-to-face content. I love to talk to people. I love to get down to the nitty-gritty. I love explaining community. At my school, it's always going to be easier to go to every classroom, speak to these students, and give them what's happening within our administration and to but within our college schools. What I like to do is, I guess, kind of piggyback useful media as a detrimental platform to present what's going on in schools and to show the students and how schools ask questions. So these questions can be answered by the representative and what I'm going to ask the class. Make sure that each student, if they have a question, ask me this question. If I don't know how to answer it, I'll come back in a day or so, answer the question. Thank you.
I would agree with the social media aspect. Also, it's not we have announcements. And it's such a big school, it's difficult to go to every classroom and talk to everyone. So we just want one announcement stating what happened in the Board of Ed meetings, what has been changed. And then also, we have late issue meetings, the high school schools also come meetings. So I think there, teachers can help to communicate what.
So my peers mostly already all of the basic. So I heard each and one of them, but I think that what you said about this school is for you most of the principal like that.
All right, so I'm gonna give all of you a question. This is gonna be curveball. All right. So the question is, what is one student issue you would be willing to lose popularity over and why? I'll read it again. What is one student issue, A1, you would be willing to lose popularity over and why?
Like within the school building or like
In general.
in general?
In general.
Oh.
Take your time. Whoever has the first answer.
I would say younger coaches because I don't plan. Obviously, being student rep, we don't have the control or power to completely like get rid of them. And I don't plan on pushing for getting rid of them. That might be controversial. But I would say this helps students more in a conversation about technology from like the future. And the use of young coaches less, like more lenient, but I wouldn't be able to push completely against them.
All right. Again, it can be anything.
I'm gonna speak, I'm sorry, because you said in general, and just to lighten the mood a little bit, if I had like to lose popularity, not much, but if I were to lose it, it would probably be because if I made like a 6-7 joke or something to do on my finish, or it's for like a really bad like idea. Like my year before was when I was popular.
I said student issue, I didn't need a joke.
Oh, an issue that I would lose. I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. But an issue that I would want to lose popularity over, I'm going to share some, when it comes down to my school, some grades aren't represented as much as other grades. So it's not like they're not advocate for one another, but it's also making sure that everybody is heard in a sense, because like at my school, not a lot of the junior grade is represented within the school, the community. And we really have been trying to get their voices out. And if that means losing my popularity to get voices out and heard here, then I will gladly.
Perfect.
You know what I'm speaking. The issue that I would area when it comes to budgeting, I think that budgeting to move those assets conspire something. I think what a lot of students in school is vending machines. I know some schools already have, but not a lot of schools do. A lot of schools want vending machines because we're hungry. We're hungry. We want to spend money. But I think it's just that within the reasons and in our administration, ways that our schools are set up, we can't always look at machines that we can always use. Because even though students make all these things, all these astronomical things, I think that will happen. That's not my position. I think within our me or any right here at the time, it changes things in 2 months. It's going to take a long time. So I think when students they have ideas for those, understand, comply, and send that feedback to us. Hey, maybe this is a change that you put there. That's something I.
One thing that I would probably
the popularity over would be like the situation. So I know like this can be controversial. Like, oh yeah, sometimes it's hard. Like you can just say something, but like they can't like cook it. They can't and like, it's like, there are a bunch of kids. High school, either I'm not like consistency is good, but like, changing the menu too much is like tricky. Create problems throughout the kitchen and stuff like that. So that's one.
So to add to like a little, would you suggest maybe a student
Yes.
suggested food, like say,
Yes,
you
but
suggest like,
like keep it like your own, you know,
Mr. Junior. Mr. Junior.
All right, fine, say one thing.
The issue also, sorry that I made the joke, right? But, one important issue that we're most likely to talk over is when it comes down to the busing. A lot of students, like normal weather has been getting, school buses have been getting late because of the gas, diesel, increases up in smell, but that should not have to be an issue where it's causing students to lose class time, and then the teachers ask, where have you been at? Well, it's on the school bus, and you should have gotten late pass, where there are no late pass. We need to also sort of look at the busing situation.
that is for our questions. I'm gonna open it up to the audience. So, if you have a question that you would like to give Wealthy Candace, that you would love to give Candace to, raise your hand. Okay, I'm gonna go to the lady in the back over there, no, right behind you. Yep. It was the, oh, that's, all right.
Hi guys, I'm Vicky. I work here, and my question is talking about students. How do you be as a leader charge the person that with you as a student leader? Because I don't know about other how will you persuade that to be good? And how will you I want to hear is a good kid. Exactly. So we're talking about kids at our school right now that are not good. How will you empower them to be better as a student?
Just to repeat the question one more time, how will you empower kids at school that are maybe in trouble, your wife, how will you empower them?
This is how will you make this like
People who are speaking over here, in the middle, because I can't see you guys speak the board.
It's really.
I just want to see your guys' faces, I'm sorry.
Can you get up here really quick?
Hi. Okay.
All right, who wants to answer first? I'm gonna repeat the question, just so I'll try to make it answerable. So, there are trouble kids in our district, right? Who maybe like talk about some sort of behavioral problems and that sort of genre. How would you, as a student representative, if elected, make this type of activity that we're doing here reliable to them and educational?
To answer that question, I would want to mention Student Prison Pipeline is an organization that helps students and brings mentors like us and people in this room, a student, and we stay with that student, we talk about their problems, we try to solve those issues for them, and we try to create a better future for them. Now, from what I understand, in each school we might have trouble kids. In my school we do, I talk to most of the individuals, and what I know is that these students, when they talk to teachers about their issues, Because what I see all the time, it makes me so disappointed because these students have so much to offer. They have so much going for them. They have so many ideas in their head. It's honestly so beautiful to see. It's so beautiful to see the minds and the ideas that the students have for themselves. But they feel like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble, or I can't talk to somebody, or I can't do these ideas, or make it out of practice. But with this school division like that, this program, if implemented in our schools, will help all these students. It will show them that they have a debate. It's not that they're giving down to two choices, whether to drop out of school or to just stay in school and just stay drunk. It gives them a choice that they have more to offer for themselves, or to give themselves better. Thank you.
Next candidate, but before this further, because I'm first love that person.
Well, to turn it down, I would personally, I would go to you guys. Like if you have any sort of games, clubs, I would go there to support you and show you that I am here for you. You have a step that you want to go to and that you're in, I will go build some robots with you. If you have a basketball game, a soccer game, I will be there in the headlines cheering you on to show you that within our community, I am here for you. I will be here for you. Thank you.
All right.
I think encouraging more respect between students and teachers. This goes along with my third goal of a designated time in school for study home and extra help, because I know a lot of students have a difficult time getting in contact with teachers and meeting them after school if they have extracurriculars. So having respect between teachers and students on a certain time in which everyone can meet with teachers can really help with academics with you.
Like I mentioned before, having like with a date for example, let's say so having a period for teachers and like that for them to get to the world, that like and something else I'm so interested in because I have no idea. But people, also in lunch chocolate and getting paid. I saw you doing this and that going on like that. Or like going like Twitter. Some people like they come just there or just there just schedule when you're not there don't have any problem or something like that. They're there. Yeah.
And Daly?
So I have a like are dedicated. But why person having on you it, to really
So, no, what does,
you know,
Thank you for the question. And what my AP history teacher always said to me, he says, are you going to, you're told to come in the pool or you're going to tonight? That means either are you going to try to skim a little bit and keep away from it, or you're going to dive right in. Literally, I'm going to jump into that pool and willing to take any sacrifice. If it takes being cold, if it takes being hungry, on a personal level, New Haven has done so much for me that in the schools have done so much for me. Every single school that I've been part of, the sports for has done so much for me. And I feel like I can be a vessel for them so they can get something better. For the future members of the class 2030, I am here. I want to be better for them. So that's why.
That's an amazing question. And I think, speaking for myself, each student represents It's not just being there for the title, it's not just being there so teamwork. It's being there for every student. It's not just because I have this. I want to be here because I want to see improvement in every single person. As someone who goes to school every day, tries to school this, I want to see people, I want to see us, the students, that generation. When we're going off to college, I want to see the next person stepping up our students and our communities. I don't want to see our communities graded, society, nothing. Because the way it is, it is one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my life. And yes, it might be just like divided. We shouldn't be divided. We should be together, standing as one because as we able we are the people, we're the people that see that change for the rest of our lives.
It's really inspiring to be in such a big school like this and see so many people with so many different goals and ideas to do with their life. But it's also at the same time really difficult to see the lack of funding and the difficulties that the student has. And so as student representative, I just want to completely advocate for all students and any goals and things that need to be changed that you guys see in our schools because all of us are the students in schools seeing all the issues from day to day. We know the most about it, so we need to be represented for change and for that.
Can you,
What does being a student rep mean to you?
okay, well, being a rep to me, like I said, I think to me is talking to people, meeting people, getting perspectives on people, and then doing that board of education. So, so that's what
I'm gonna open it up to questions. I think that's enough time. Okay, maybe three. Y'all do it. Questions. All right. I will. All right. Well, we'll make a statement beforehand. So, all of you have been asking throughout this year of me being interested, right, what have I actually done? Because I haven't been really transparent with a lot of I'll delegate. All right. So who wants to do it? You. Oh, Sarah.
Sarah.
You.
All year.
To rephrase that question. We have a funding problem that we know in years. How will you, as a student representative, be able to acquire that funding? Because we've been saying that we've been protesting. How will you actually do something about it?
When it comes down to, when it comes down to the body, it's not just what there is on the outside, it's what's on the inside. What I plan to do is that when it comes down to these board meetings, I want to look at our overly spending in our budget and what we've been spending it on, rather than what have we been using our money for instead of bringing it to you guys. And I do completely agree. We have been talking about this funding for decades, and we truly haven't really spent it. So what is the transfer of what money have we been spending on it and that hasn't gone to the kids? So that's what I plan on looking at. I plan on looking at the whole financial plan and budget.
Michael.
plan is to go over a budget. For me, I'm about numbers, percentages, and I like to call it new things, and new performance. Kind of what you said, you have to keep the board, you have to see the entire spending, you have to see the profit margin, you have to see what exactly spending our money on. Because we can't only see what percent we're spending on, whatever. I want to see the exact amount of percentage, the exact amount of money that they're giving to our schools, what exactly to splitting that money. And that percentage. I think that budget plan simply will change exactly how we're spending this funding throughout our entire school. Will show what we can spend money on exactly, how much money we need to have at the end of the year, or have to be extended and give
I think the main redirecting our funding. So it's going to be difficult to find new funding to fund things in the environment. But I think if you guys were seeing, look at the budget and you look at how much money we spent on technological boards, things that have not really benefited students as much as we use that money for funding of facilities that are not if we
So basically, not that's but like let me restart. I'm a little so I'm gonna restart. So I was, can you repeat the question?
As a student representative, you know that there is a issue in our city and everywhere. But instead of just talking about the issue over and over, how will you actually do something about
Okay, so I know we won't be able to like make cuts if we like that I know each department has coordinated. What I would like to look at learning in Yella and then we're talking about seeing where actually help improve stuff and like that.
it? Other questions? Delete. Look, I know y'all are excited. You need to get this side, and then we go back.
All of you have spoken a lot about your plans overall. I want to know how you guys will work together with your supervisors to create not but we all.
So, okay. So what I would do is to do the same thing how I got with my residential so my where I stand is I fix the school and stuff like that. So I'll give my search after school and after school and see what and where there's stuff like that. And I would compare it and see which communities. I know some schools are worse than others, some schools have more than others. So I would compare and see immediate help. That's what I would.
I would say students often things from my survey, students in all different schools, hear about what schools are, what other schools they have in the campaign. I would think that doing something similar to that and just talking to them, hearing what the issues are at their school, and trying to those connect to find them to make it.
Can the question be repeated?
Yes, just want to make sure. Julie.
wait,
How do you work together with your council members to make technology work?
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, because I take a lot of easy transit, one of the main, sources of, in my opinion, because that's where your school to either get on or miss the bus. I would like personally to engage students at, because school, career, see, co-op is right there, we walk diagonally. We also should interact with them as they get off the buses, like everyone service and us being there. I feel like that's a great idea because we need to ask these kids what's going on in your school and how are you doing on a personal level. Do you think like and right? Then like we need to be surveying these kids, in between. That's where either after off the bus, hanging out after what, 2:15 or 4 o'clock. That's what I would play. Them talking to them, being there.
To answer your question, what I'm doing is that some of our schools have private services, and those services get set up to schools, what I noticed is that those students could do it, and they get it over with. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not happy. 1 to 2. They'll just get it over. There's what I'm thinking. Person communicate at their school and going talking about classrooms and speaking to every from freshmen, seniors, speaking to them about what's going on in the schools, notice something new that I want to live for, that you want to advocate for, and building a system and writing that my circular years, or just coming up with a system where and
you guys know favorite.
And even how are you?
Just like how typically we do because I feel like this was part of I think that freshmen are typically overlooked. You guys what just came from 8th grade and you are titled as important as sophomores, juniors, seniors because you're just new. I want every freshman to feel welcome for their selected choice of going to their school. Like, for example, like at Cross, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Shake hands, shake hands. How are you doing? Shake hands, shake hands. And like everybody's going to each school and talking the person in, it's your life. This is high school is one of the biggest things you have before college. And as freshmen, you have to all be able to welcome and not look or not decide for whatever reason. So thank you for your
Curious. So for the freshman, we for like I would help organize, like, for example, like an into the basically have like you like when you get to school, like, the school you at that event that was
Recently, we had a like, currently to us, the club. So me and one of my friends went to them about student council. And so I think that it's not necessary, obviously, for everyone to join student council. That would be great. I think a lot of people don't want to do that. But I think encouraging them to speak up with their voice, saying, if I want to talk, I'm here, you can reach out to me or anyone from student council, and we can promote your voice and make sure that if you want to come to the citywide meeting, if you want to just tell us you want and we can promote that.
I think the hardest thing is, I think, eighth grade, school, and you might be, but it's a program, see the sport and apply even school, go on a talk to school, with school offers, program, get an input, all that. So maybe all and giving stepping into area, but no, it's just football. That's honestly, it's amazing. So
And then we have Miss Ab.
Oh, y'all.
Hi, my are
Thank you for when it comes to getting, we've been talking about education, younger person and admin. I feel like the problem is brought up is because since we are younger, we should be looked at as young. Kids, because this is the time for kids going from 15 to up to 18 reaction. What I found is actually, like you just said, bring this problem to these admin authorities, because you guys keep over, we're talking, I was like, my council, or actually try to talk to the principal and overlooking. Yes, 5 minutes. That's not, I am on that, like, talking to each contract, but I am literally planning on talking to each and every contract. Because we are, our voice needs to be heard. Every voice matters, what my English always says. And that's what I feel like done. Having every voice matter. Thank you.
As student rep, we want to be the bridge between and students, but we could also be the bridge. So to encourage a better relationship between teachers. I can hope that we do a lot of just sitting around really help teachers were more engaged with the students and every one of them of the students about doing how they're in school. And so with this needed extra help from the second wall. Even if you don't get extra help in class, but you just want someone to talk to, have that time to talk to the teacher and share it.
Can you complete? Yeah, I want to. I is, do you want to
Some of these that I might have can kind of like, get this said, at school, P, SPT meetings. Yeah. SPT? Yeah. SP, sorry, SPT meetings where students have to go to hear about what's happening in schools. So continue to do that. We got our students, like our 17 our coordinating schools into some active coordination schools that you're looking at will also be good because you get a general idea and understanding from not from just the outside, but inside every single high school. Because it's not just one person trying to communicate with all the students, it's all of us trying to make sure the board is included, that the representative is included, every single student is included. So having an inside view is amazing because it provides you with a good example of what's in place in the schools and what implementation is needed and what actions are needed so that our students will have full transparency with our teachers and staff.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, that right now I don't have any specific ideas. If I'm good, stuff like that. Yeah, go to the meetings, get to know them. Like, I go to the house and I don't know who is even, and you're like, oh, I've never seen you, stuff like that, and you get to know them. Yeah, so that's something.
Thank you, everyone, for the student body, for all the questions. I believe we have most of, one more.
I'm in Dillon, I'm from Riverside, and, my question is, most of our, we don't, and if we're not even, that's the thing, we're not just, occasionally, how would you, council would try to help us be prepared to be, or to be, or I,
As student representatives, how would you prepare the students for the outside world? Though you are the voice of the students, how are you able to, communicate that have proper actions in a way? It's just,
Thank you for your question. And yes, I do feel what you're saying because the topic that you're actually talking about is one that is my mind a lot. One of the, I actually want to be this up. One of the call the student right Gateway College, not Gateway College, but Gateway to College. And it just frankly, that's been removed. It's not there anymore. So I think we should, as high schools, what's your grade? Okay. So especially for to start taking classes, kind of lesson because as you are junior, say what you're saying. We need to start implementing exactly that. We need to start writing you as you are adults. You need to be learning taxes and what I'm going to do at a job interview. You should already be in like business classes, sort of. You get what I'm saying? All right. So that's the answer to your question. Putting what you have decided into the curriculum to get you young adults ready to be adults. Thank you, my brother.
also, lunch will be provided, so don't think that you don't have lunch, you can have it. They all look at the page. Because I know the moment I know you're left. Okay, fine, Michael.
So if I understand the question correctly, it's how do we get this like us ready for people? What is our life going to look like after high school? And honestly, that's a question that everybody asks. What is your life going to look like after high school? I'm going to college, I'm going to trade school, I'm going to be raised in military, college. And what I think is needed is weekly monthly mentorship programs, bringing people in that experience that don't like that they can talk to students, so that students can get an understanding of how school, how their life is like right after. Because not everybody wants the same. Not everybody wants the same things. I mean, personally, I don't know college, and just everybody just want to go. Just but maybe who are not in this, students who are not don't want to. Maybe they want to gap year, maybe they want to trade school. So teaching students that they have options or opportunities for themselves, bring in people that know and have experienced things will honestly make the students more dedicated lives.
In this survey, I mentioned earlier that I was sending out to students from different schools. There was at least one person who mentioned, I think she was a junior, who mentioned one more for any discussion about college tours and more funding for those college tours. I think college tours are not getting the resources and discussion with teachers and staff and administrators about their functions, as you were just saying. And I think it goes on maybe in homerooms with discussion with freshmen, not only with freshmen, but with all classes. If your teachers are more invested in you and what you want to do and caring about your kids and your goals, they'll be able to help and talk to you more about your connections with college and what events are going on that you need to be ready.
What I would encourage is to join after school, not club, join programs. For example, after the freshman, I went to have or I don't know if you guys know. So it was at Boston University, Penn University at Boston. And they basically brought initiatives like from their field and they to have to have so I would encourage students to go out and yeah, join programs. I would take my personal time to programs that you guys can take, you guys want you guys to go and stuff like that.
Next question. 1 second. I just need, who raised, by raise of hands, who has a homeroom? Homeroom, okay. Because we don't, that's the problem.
Y'all don't have advisory.
But it's an open debate on whether or not it's actually being used for the right purposes. Because for us, it's, we change our schedule for advisory, and it's making the students feel like they don't need advice because it's not used for the right thing. You get what I'm saying?
Have time for it, that's the thing.
Yes, I completely agree.
Like a lot of our advisories have been cut significantly. We used to
Yes.
have all advisor hours always career.
Yeah, we had advisory every 2 weeks, something like that, but
Well, we need to go into the next thing.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you all so much for speaking today. We really appreciate all of you for this question. And I just want to appreciate Dr. Mike Abbott and for helping us with this today. We really appreciate you. So thank you so much. You guys just yeah.
1 minute.
Everyone gets 1 minute. You can start.
That's all right.
first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being here today. I know that whether or not if you've been in city, just like involved in student it really does help see your faces to know who I'm going to plan on and which these candidates on advocating for. So thank you guys for showing up, and we're glad to see your faces. Hope to see you again soon.
Also remember, this being live broadcasted to all the high schools. We want to thank them.
And thank you guys for viewing. It was really nice for you guys to be tuning in. So thank you again.
Honestly, coming up here, it's nerve-wracking, exciting, it's a new experience. I've talked to a few people in this room, and some of you don't, and that is okay. I think coming up here is something that a lot of people see. A lot of people want to see a change that can be brought to schools, and they want to see somebody who will take the initiative, show that we are the students and we should be represented, and that we shouldn't be pushed aside. We need to have knowledge and power to excel. And I think that like Cone is honestly so great, so smart. Being in here, thanking you guys sitting down hours to talk. Thank you.
Thank you all to have come and said. I would also like to thank the organizers of this event for making this possible for us to be here and speak with you all. I'm so grateful to sitting up here and to put so much time and effort into their families. I will think about who would best represent you and vote for them. I'm so glad that all of us see the importance of the position of student representative. And I know no matter who they'll do of representing all of us. I'd also like to hear from you. So I have these QR code that you can scan and a survey and your thoughts on my goals and also your goals on the change in schools. And then, so if I will continue to see places and ideas to properly represent them. Thank you for your time.
I would like to Dr. White, the student reps that are right now. I would like to thank Dr. White. He always like him and stuff like that. Even if he knows that I would like to shout out. And then what are my either went to using a typo or the name on the back. We are choosing to show up for you while the camera is off. My name is Lucas, and the running teacher of the Thank you, and God bless you all.
And just last statement. So it's sad to say Thursday. It depends on each level. Lunch, but we have to get a thing, just hope. Yeah, just everybody knows that this week. And then I just have one more thing to say. So this is the last city council meeting. It's here. So this is my last as human representatives, so I just want to say a couple of words. You all me as your 2026 student representative. When I first joined, student representative wasn't really talked much about. I didn't really know much about it, but I love to like John Public and all of that. It's a really bigger position, and that when I was against one as a person, now at this table, against each other, which is super cool to just see how our voice, how the next generation of students. It's been such a fun time. I've been experiencing a lot of things that I didn't feel like I was led I was eventually going to college for. And so thank you all for this experience. I appreciate you all.
The conclusion of the 2026-2027 election panel is now over. Thank you everyone who is in the New Haven district, all of you that's right now in itself. We remember to vote for the candidates that choose not just publicly, but for their reasons. And we hope to see all, and we hope to see who will be chosen
you can leave the Zoom. It's fine. It's
No,
better.
I did, I shut it down. All good.
Now we will resume the final citywide meeting while we're having lunch.
Yes, I see, lunch is gonna be over.
Lunch will be out of the room to the left of my left at least. Have fun.